Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Mad as a Goat. Now today I want to talk about people being fancy and how it just overcomplicates simple things. Take drinking for wine for example. Now someone like myself, the way I prepare my wine is I simply take the cap off and spat a bit out there. That was pretty interesting and it was quite good. But your average wine connoisseur, oh no, this is blasphemous, you fucking cunt, how dare you disgrace the wine by just thrashing it upon your palate So instead, you spend hours in a cellar picking out a very intricate, just beautifully made, exquisite vintage wine, and then you gotta get the glasses, and then you gotta get a type of corkscrew, and you gotta sniff the cork, and you gotta fuck around, and by the time you get around to drinking, you've fallen asleep because it's been fucking 28 hours. I mean, for fuck's sake, why are you getting so fancy about wine? It's just liquid. Get the fuck over it. Another thing people like to get really fancy pants about, and this is men and women, their shoes. Like people spending $180 on a pair of shoes just for them to wear out a month later or to be out of date a month later, so they have to just store them in the back of the closet and forget about them. Why are you spending so much money on your goddamn shoes? If you think your feet are that important, as far as I'm concerned, you're a bit of a creep. And women who are buying these shoes, oh, but they make me look good. What, you want your feet to look good in public? You are aware that some people are perverted. You got that guy on the tram looking at those strapless fucking shoes going, oh, I wish I brought my camera. Oh, that's some good cuticle. You don't really want that guy looking at your feet like that, so why are you spending all this money to basically invite creeps? I don't understand your logic. Another thing women like to get really fancy pants about is their nails. They go to nail salons. Yeah, these things exist, where they, do your pedicure, and then you can get your fake nails put on. You can spend up to $80 for a bunch of fucking plastic to be stuck to your nails. And why? Because apparently it looks nice. When you look at someone and you're judging whether they look nice or not, do you look at their fucking nails? Has that ever come across in, social interaction ever? As long as they're clean, I'm pretty sure you're good. You don't have to spend $80 to put a bunch of fucking glue and plastic on those motherfuckers. What are they thinking? What is that meant to do? And if that is doing anything, if that's some sort of weird fetish that I'm not up to date on, I want to get into that fetish. It seems like a pretty interesting thing. Then instead of buying porn or anything, I could just buy some fake nails and put them on my dick and masturbate. I mean, what the hell is going on? Do people get turned on by that? What's the deal with the nails? I don't understand. And people fucking around with their hair. People spending like hundreds of dollars on their goddamn hair. Hair is pretty just whatever. It's just something to cover your head. That's it. But people are spending hundreds of dollars and getting it twisted and pulled and dyed and doing all this crap to it to make it look all fancy and all amazing. Oh wow, you spent $140 on your hair. You're so cool and intelligent. You could have spent that fucking money and that time getting a fucking education. Jesus Christ. Another thing people like to get fancy pants about is customizing their cars, Like the people who buy the racing wheels. These are those low-profile tyres with the wide wheel. Now these are specifically designed for racing. These people put it on the car because it looks better. And then they get all pissed off when they get pulled over by cops. You got racing wheels on your car. That's kind of stupid. So the cops are basically just enforcing a law just to point out how stupid it is. Like, I didn't expect to get caught because my car had racing wheels on it. I didn't think that would be an issue. I didn't think they'd think I'm a drag racer or anything. It looked fancy. And putting goddamn spoilers on it. The stupidest customization I've ever seen to a car is those lights that go underneath the car. Oh look, I lit up the road while I drove along. Why? There is no point for that. I never got that. Never got it. Don't understand it. Why are you being so fancy about something that really doesn't matter? A lot of people get so fancy about some shit that is just totally irrelevant. Like, if you go to a really, really super fancy restaurant, right? Firstly, you pay $90 for a plate with that much food on it. The plate's this big and there's about that much food on it. Yum, yum, yum. You can't even feed your cat. I couldn't feed my cat on it and I don't even have a cat. And then on top of that, you got 100 fucking knives and 100 fucking spoons and 600 forks. And you got to figure out which one to use and when and blah 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 blah, or else you look like a dickhead. No, I think the people who bother with all this bullshit are the dickheads. I'd rather get a full plate of food, fork, knife, done. Let's get it over and done with. Why are we getting so fancy about food? I mean, come on, it's just something we use to sustain life. So why are we naffing around for 2 hours for something that we need? Why don't we just go in and get our food and leave? People hanging out in restaurants and just sitting there and talking. Oh, we're so fancy. No, you're goddamn weird. That's how I'm looking at it. You're just hanging out in a place which is basically a massive dining room. What? That'd be like just hanging out in your kitchen all night. Just hanging out by the stove. Fucking loose. I don't know why I went there with it, but anyway. I just think all this fancy pants crap is goddamn stupid. I mean, can we just go back to function? Things that work. Let's go back to how, when it just worked. Like, why did phones need to become thinner? I don't see the point. Yeah, okay, when they were that big, understandable. But when we got them down to about that, I was pretty happy. That's a pretty fucking thin phone. But now they're getting thinner and thinner and thinner. At some point, you're going to go to put your phone in your pocket, and it's going to cut through your pants, cut through your skin, and it's going to be embedded in your fucking body. You get a fucking call, and you're like, shit, I can't even answer it. Oh, hey, Johnny, sorry, you're trapped inside my leg. Like some sort of fucking spiel out of The Simpsons. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't understand it. Why are we getting so fancy pants about all this irrelevant shit? Why get fancy at all? Why don't we just go for 100% function? Instead of, spending $180 on a bunch of clothes that are going to wear out within a month and then be like out of date in a month, why don't we just get a bunch of clothes that actually do the job? Okay, I'm wearing pants at the moment, which you can't see, but I've had these pants for about 15 years, and they're going strong. Not one hole, not one sign of tearing, nothing. Perfect, pristine condition like the day I got them. The elastic hasn't even worn out. And guess what? They were homemade. Nothing fancy pants there, but 15 years later, and they're still working. What happened to some pants I bought 5 years ago? They're gone. I had to throw them out because they completely fell apart because I was one of the losers trying to be all fashionable, getting all the fancy pants bullcrap. But at the end of the day, fancy pants equals waste of goddamn time. Can we go back to function and just get to the fucking point? That's my opinion on being fancy. If you disagree, then join me in swigging out of a wine bottle like some sort of hillbilly. Yes, I can taste a hint of cinnamon. There's apple, Granny Smith apple, I believe, and some low-quality grapes. Oh God, oh God, I'm going to ejaculate. That has been. This goat. Oh God, wine just makes me want to leave my wife.